Hello, everybody. Some old guy with MS here. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well. See, I got all my teeth. In this video, I want to talk about investing, but not in the stock market. Now, there are lots of ways to invest, or to put your money somewhere and hope it increases in value. Let's see. To start with, I mean, I don't really see this as investing, but what you could do is leave your money in a savings account. Right now, today, if you did that, you'd be lucky if you got 0.25% interest. So it's pretty much a complete waste of time. However, it is very safe. In Canada, I think all bank accounts are insured up to $60,000. So that means, if you've got $100 in your account and your bank goes bankrupt, your $100 will be covered. Same if you got 1,000, 10,000, all the way up to 60,000. So that is pretty good. But tell me, when's the last time you heard of a Canadian bank going bankrupt? I don't think I have ever heard of that. So it's good insurance, but it's insuring against something that pretty much never happens. Let's see. Also, you could put your money in GICs. They are guaranteed investment certificates. And depending how long you do it for, right now you might, if you're lucky, get up to maybe 2.5%, 3 if you're extremely lucky and you lock it away for a long time. Right now, that's probably not a very good investment. So where can you put your money? Well, one of the best investments that I've ever done is in real estate. The only trouble with real estate is you need a lot of money to get into the game. I live in the Greater Vancouver area, and to buy a 1-bedroom apartment, pretty much, no matter how old, is going to cost you, I would say, at least $400,000, and most banks want you to put a quarter down if you're buying a residential property to rent out as an investment, not as your home. So, yeah, pretty much to get into it, you need 100,000, and that's a lot of money. But you got to look at it the other way too. That means you are leveraging 75% of the cost, which is pretty high. You can see with stocks, I never leverage anything. I buy all the stocks, with cash, the full amount. And if you get into leveraging with the stock market, two things happen. You either make a lot of money or you lose a lot of money. Real estate, however, is quite different. It's quite rare for someone to buy something all cash. Just about every property that is purchased has a mortgage on it. So say in the Lower Mainland, if you did buy a 1-bedroom apartment for $400,000, what could you expect as return? Well, I think the 1-bedroom you could probably rent for $1,500 a month. So 15, but out of that 15, you've got to pay strata fees, which let's say an estimate around $300 a month, and you got to pay property taxes, and that probably works out to around, I'm just guessing here, $200 a month. So out of your $1,500 a month, you are making $1,000. So in a year, you're making $12,000. But for a $400,000 apartment, let's see, 10% would be 40,000. 5% would be 20,000. 2.5% would be 10,000. So you're making about 2.5%, which is not very much. I mean, good grief. I look for dividend stocks that pay 4%. So less than that. So why is real estate a good investment? Well, in Vancouver, well, in the Lower Mainland, real estate probably doubles in value every roughly every 10 years. So if you buy a $400,000 place now, in 10 years, without doing bugger all, it'll be worth around 800,000. Plus, you get the 2.5% return every year. So strictly as a rental property, living off the just depending on the rental income, it's not that great of an investment. 2.5% return a year, that's terrible. But something that doubles every 10 years, wow, that's good. So in Vancouver anyway, the city started a new bylaw, and they will, the bylaw is if you have a property, a rentable property, it needs to be rented, and if it's left vacant, they'll charge you something. Now, I believe, and I believe this is what the city council believed, there are foreign investors who see property doubling every 10 years. Actually, in Vancouver, it's more like every 8. So they would buy a property, and it's actually more convenient for them to leave it empty. And like, for example, if it's rich Chinese people, they'd buy a property, leave it empty, and then they want to come to Vancouver for a holiday, they just stay in their property. But can't do that anymore. Because you see, because tenants, just people living somewhere causes lots of wear and tear. So it is actually better if you can leave it vacant. So, but can't do that now. The city says that it upsets our rental markets, housing market, just throws everything out of whack. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. And I don't want to get into the politics, but because property in the Lower Mainland doubles every roughly 10 years, that's why it's a good investment. And the other thing is you're leveraging it by 75%, which is actually an awful lot. I have a friend who has a friend that is a older woman. She's not quite retired yet, but what she decided to do, I think she wants to retire to Kelowna, or maybe it was a Soyuz, something like that. So what she did was buy a place in that, one of those small cities, a retirement property, and has decided to rent it out until she's ready to retire. I kind of think it was a Soyuz. The trouble is this, because Soyuz is a small town. I don't even think it's classified as a city. So they built this retirement home basically to sell units, I would say, to people living in Vancouver, the Lower Mainland, or other big cities. And I guess they sold them. The trouble is, there's not a lot of competition. So you buy the place and, you probably pay top dollar. Again, my friend was saying to me, she had trouble finding a management company. First one she didn't like, so she did get a new management company. But this one, she's paying 20%. Well, as a rental property, as we said before, you don't make a hell of a lot, and 20% will probably eat up all of her profit, or close to it. But when she is ready to retire, she will have a place that she can move into. But again, a used place, probably need some renovations, touch up for her to move in. Now, what I think would have been a much wiser investment or strategy would have been to buy a place in the Lower Mainland, a 1-bedroom, rent it out, because in a bigger city like Vancouver or anywhere in the Lower Mainland, there will be lots of management companies, and you will quickly discover 20% to manage a property is on the high end. You could probably get a management company easily for 10%. I have a property that I rent out, and it's managed by a nice company for 6%. 6% is more like it. You're not throwing your money away. If she bought a place in Vancouver, when she's ready to move, say it's in 10 years, she puts someone in Vancouver or the Lower Mainland up for sale. Instead of having $400,000 to buy a place, she's got $800,000. Now, retirement homes in Kelowna or Osoyoos are going to go up in value also, but not near as much. And it will be cheaper to begin with. So, but let's say, she bought a place in Osoyoos for $400,000. 10 years later, might be worth $5. But if she'd invested in the Lower Mainland, she'd have way more money. And if they build new complexes, she could buy a brand new one, have a brand new place, not a 10-year-old place. So I think this woman had the right idea, but just went about it the wrong way. Yeah. So that's investing in property. So now the question is, okay, if you invest in property, it'll double in 10 years. You can leverage it by 75%. Why do I like stocks? Well, the reason I like stocks is because you don't need 100,000 to get in the stock market. I think there are probably brokerages where you can open an account, I don't know, with $10, $100 for sure. So you don't need gobs of money to get into the stock market. You just need a will to do it. To get into real estate, yes, you need quite a bit of money. And for a investment property, yeah, you need 25% down. Like most people, okay, let me rephrase that. Most people that do not own a home don't own a home because they cannot come up with the down payment. And I think if you're buying a residential place, you can get by with 10% down. That means you're leveraging 90%. That's an awful lot. But say you want to buy one bedroom, and like I said, they're around 400,000. So you need 40,000. That's a lot of money, and a lot of people can't come up with that. And even fewer can come up with 100,000. So as far as real estate is concerned, yes, the rich do get richer and the poor do get poorer. The stock market, however, anybody can, well, okay, not quite anybody. You have to be over 18. So just about anybody can enter the stock market. You can get accounts that allow you to leverage what you're buying. But boy, I think that's in the stock market, that is really, really risky. I do not do that at all, period. But let's see. For example, I think a Tesla shares are around $1,100. So if you add $1,100, you can open a brokerage account and buy one Tesla share. You definitely could do that. So you can enter the market. Anyway, that's just a few. Oh, that's just one other alternative to the stock market. Now, another kind of investment you can make, or that anyone can make, and probably is a good investment, is to invest in yourself. Take a course, learn something, look after yourself. Learning anything can be a benefit. And sometimes that's the best investment you can make. Anyway, there you go. So next week, we'll get back to investing in the stock market. The stock market has done terrible for me, but never give up, never surrender. Anyway, I would say that's the end of it. I am not a financial advisor. This is just my thoughts. And also, if you liked this video, or even if you didn't like it, subscribe, share, comment, and do all that stuff. I like comments. Anyway, I think that's about it. So, so that's it. End communication. Okay, this is not for you. Start listening. Mesgrid 8 7 3 3 click Mesgrid 8 3 3 click end transmission.